Welcome to a special edition of the Comic Madness Variety Hour. We're here with Fred Schwartz,
Hello.
who is, and you've heard him on here before, so he will be not new to you guys. He is finally, his comic that he has been talking about forever has finally come out, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So,
Sure.
go. Give us the name, the rundown.
Sure. The book is called Hardbody. It's about a self-conscious scientist who creates a Frankenstein body for himself out of the parts of bodybuilders. If I were to compare it to something, I'd say it's a lot like The Incredible Hulk meets the movie Reanimator by way of gym culture. And I've been describing it as the most endearing mass murderer that you'll read this year. I've been working on it for about a year and a half to 2 years now. I've been talking Troy's ear off about it for about a year since I started the search for an artist. And tomorrow the books are coming in, and next week, Wednesday, the 26th of December, I'll be at Wade's Comic Madness. I think you guys might have heard of that place.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little slice of heaven, and I'll be here signing copies on the 26th for anybody that's interested and wants to come check out a.
It's also a light week, so always help a, local person with their book getting it off the ground.
Yes.
Self-published?
Self-published. I will be shopping it around to publishers.
How many did you make?
How many copies?
Yes.
500.
Okay.
I'm getting 100 in this week, expedite it, and then the other 4 will come in about 6 weeks while I'm, trying to figure out what to do with the other 75.
Interesting. All right. So that's good. All you spec guys out there, come and get it, because who knows, maybe it'll get picked up for a show.
That's
Fucking
the
everything
dream.
does, right?
I mean, I want to start tweeting James Gunn and Batista because those guys, are not going to be doing anything for Disney anytime soon. And
Really?
I feel like,
What happened to Batista?
well, he's sided with James Gunn pretty hard,
Right.
and
So they got rid of him?
he went on a tirade against Disney. So I don't think I think if there's going to be any Avenger to bet on not coming back, I'm pretty sure Drax is a goner.
He'll be the one guy that doesn't come back.
Yeah,
Funny.
I did see a pretty interesting little meme today of it was titled as a trailer for Avengers 4, and it was Batman and Robin with the dust separator from the old Batman movie from the '66. Pretty
That's
classic.
Funny.
I
That's
enjoyed
clever.
it.
All right. So, where'd you get the idea? Of course.
Sure. So I spent you wouldn't know it to look at me now, but I spent a number of years working in a gym, and being exposed to gym culture on a daily basis, there were certain things that I thought I always wanted to incorporate into a story. Where I got the original germ of the idea that became Hardbody was if you spend enough time, in that culture, there's the guy at the gym with the awesome shoulders and the really good, and the different guy with the really great arms and a different guy with the really great quads. People never admit it, but every bodybuilding hobbyist secretly covets the body parts of others. So I thought to myself, if I were going to, it's just a truth. There were always people that had better body parts than me, and I would always think if I had that guy's shoulders, or if I had his shoulders and his legs. So that was kind of the germ of the idea
That's
that you could Frankenstein a body together. And
So you're saying that these gym rats are kind of like,
I would never insult the gym rats.
they don't care?
No, because A, I think they're a great audience for this book. B, I'm not in the best shape right now. They can have their way with me, just beat the crap out of me. So I would never insult the gym culture, the gym rats. But I was one myself. And also, I've been on both sides of the equation. I've been like fit and fat, and then extremely fit again, and then extremely fat again. So I
It
understand
happens.
that's part of life, but I understand the emotions kind of attached to both sides of it. So that's why I felt kind of qualified
So are you saying
to
that
write
all
the story.
gym people are sinners because they covet something they don't have? That's against the commandments.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you're going to hell for writing this book, for sure.
I was going to hell a long time ago. If this book is what got me in, jeez.
So how was self-publishing? Was it hard? Or was it expensive?
It was a little pricey. It was so. Fortunately, I had a great team. I just want to take a second and talk about the people that I
Plug 'em
worked
away.
with, and and how I found them. So I did initially used a website called Freelanced, and found some great people on there, but nobody was, quite what I was looking for. I had a very specific, because because of the nature of it being about bodybuilders and people in that shape. I had the mindset of I liked Amanda Connor's art in The Pro, and I wanted
She's
that.
fun. That was a good book.
That's a really great book. That's a really good gateway drug too. I use to people that don't quite get comics and don't think that they're like very simplistic, like Spider-Man
For
battles,
children.
bad guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Pro's a really great gateway drug. As is Hardbody. Hardbody is in that same vein and that same sensibility and sense of humor. But so I wanted Amanda Connor's art, but with like a hint, not too much, Rob Liefeld. Because it is bodybuilding and of that nature,
Yeah,
that exaggerated proportions, and
that's a good call.
that's what I was looking for.
Dude,
and
maybe you could get him to do a cover. I'm sure you could pay him. He'd probably do it.
If Rob Life, that would be Troy. Where were you?
I'm sure he's not doing much.
He's probably still basking in the glory of Deadpool. I mean, when Deadpool was coming out.
I mean, he runs the
So let's make that
the gauntlet of shows.
So let's make that a goal for all you listeners out there. Let's try and get Rob Liefeld on board and have him do a variant cover for all of us to enjoy.
All right, we're gonna take 5.
Right, as I was saying, for a quick little break, I was looking for a healthy blend between like Amanda Connor and The Pro, with a touch of Rob Liefeld, for those kind of cool exaggerated proportions. So I did a long search through Facebook, looking through different artists' profiles, people that I had met, and I came across a guy based out of Jacksonville, Florida, named Savvy Lim, and I saw this piece he did of Marvel's The Thing, and it really struck me. I thought the detailing was beautiful, and then I kept going through his profile, and he had a ton of Ninja Turtles, and the way he drew them, with the proportions of their muscles and their vascularity and everything, I just thought he was the right artist. It had the right aesthetic for what I was looking for. Once I got Savvy on board, he was a really awesome dude, really cool, and he helped put the team together through all people that he knew. Got a great inker named Victor Moya, also in the Florida region, and our colorist, Martin Hernandez Tenya, another great dude, absolute joy to work with, one of the sweetest men I've ever met. Just a really genuinely nice, good person, and it was just a great team. Everybody's been like really cool about it. It's kind of nice to have that kind of shared experience of
some camaraderie
and just going through the process, because it is it's a long process that you don't necessarily understand when you're starting out. Savvy explained to me like it does take a while, and it's gonna be months of like him working and then the next guy working and passing it along down the passing it down the chain, and then it wound up taking longer than we expected.
All good things do. Just kidding.
All good things do.
This book is terrible. No, I'm kidding with you.
Thanks, Troy. Man.
I read it.
Jeez.
I even offered some editorial.
Oh, you were great, man. Troy has a thank you in the book, by the way.
Hey, look at that.
As does Wade's and Frank, also of the podcast. All very helpful all throughout. I probably bothered them to no end, with blue line sketches and pencils and inks, and every stage I was asking their opinions, because the last thing I wanted to do was disappoint you guys. That would have been the worst.
So
that would have been public embarrassment and just opened myself up to scrutiny.
Yeah, we would have lambasted you.
Yes, of course.
So you got yourself story, you got all your guys. Then explain the actual process of getting it printed. Like, what did you have to do? Because I'm sure a lot of people out there are interested in.
Well, first of all, anybody out there that's thinking about, doing this.
How much did it cost you in the end? Should be another thing.
We're not gonna answer that question.
Okay.
I don't want to,
You'll tell me after.
That's private. I'll tell you after, yeah. And then you'll tell people one by one as they come in.
Yeah.
Or exactly. So.
I would not.
No, because I think that's private. But
is it say that you sell all 500 copies? Is it beneficial to you?
Okay, this is bad. I'll be honest. And everybody, all the,
Yeah, you don't need to talk numbers, but I'm saying if you sold all 500 copies, would you be making?
what I'm saying is this. Okay.
Okay, lay it on me.
I
This
spoke.
sounds bad.
No, no, no. It's not. It's not because I think it would be nice, but I think I would be happy.
Gotcha. Okay.
But everybody I spoke to, that has done this before. First question they asked. So we're asked. First questions were regarding what my price point was and what's my break even number and all this stuff. I didn't even consider.
Sure. You just wanted to make.
I just wanted to make it. I just
Right.
really wanted.
You believed in it.
I do, and
You believed in the heart of the book.
and well,
That's beautiful.
it's true. Troy's gonna break my balls here, but it was a story that I wanted to tell because like I felt that well, okay. It's the kind of story that I wanted to read. I have a theory that I think it was actually the writer of Reanimator said in an interview that I saw one time.
Dude, you're obsessed with Reanimator.
I know. I've been talking about Reanimator. Reanimator is right up the lines of this book. Like this in terms of like the gore and the violence.
I read
and
it. There's a couple of parts that are unsettling.
Right, but again, that's also
Meant to be though.
meant to be. First of all, like I didn't. It didn't occur to me. Like some people pointed out that there's a lot of dicks in the book.
Yeah, that was me. By the way.
Yes. I didn't foresee that. It is a book dealing with masculinity, gym culture, doctors, laboratories, and somebody literally piecing together a physique
Sure.
out of nothing. So it didn't occur to me that was a lot of dicks. In hindsight, maybe.
Well, I mean, like if there's one, then when there's multiple, that's
Yes.
a lot.
Right. It's a lot. Also, it didn't occur to me that the violence was excessive. People,
But
reacted to it, online, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's disgusting. This
I didn't
looks
think.
fucked up." Not to
See,
me.
I didn't read it like that. I read the violence as more of like an 80s, 90s slasher movie where it's like silly almost.
It
you know?
is. I mean, there's. I don't want to give too much away, but the one panel that I really wanted to do, and it's hanging up on my wall, is where he sneaks up on a gym member and crushes his skull between two massive dumbbells. Just something.
Yeah, that panel was a little
jarring.
a little extra.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was meant to be. You
it
need
was
all
meant
that.
to be.
You and all of the. See, I read the book as like a comedic take on the gym culture, where you're saying set in like a bad 80s 90s horror movie.
Well,
But
not
like,
bad.
So bad it's good. Like
No.
Slumber Party Massacre.
Right.
With the guy with the fucking drill on the guitar.
The one that our penciler Savvy kept referencing while he was drawing the book, he kept talking to me about this movie that I've only seen clips of, but Dude Bro Party Massacre, also a very gory,
Yeah, but the gore is so over the top that you're like, haha, that's funny.
Exactly, exactly. So that was part of the goal too, and also it's your frame of it has to do with your frame of reference too. Like I watch a lot of horror movies, and this was the kind of thing that I wanted to meld, like like a superhero story with a bit of horror, with a bit of gym culture, just things that I enjoy that I don't see necessarily put together too much. I think I did that, but back to the point of the Reanimator guy, he said that every movie, or in this case story, should show you something that you haven't seen before. That's just a good rule to live by. I feel like I try to do that with this. Like there are elements from other stories, obviously he Frankenstein's the body, and obviously, there's stuff. But setting it in a gym world I've never seen before. I've never seen, what happens in the end inside that weight room done like that. It was a goal of mine. One of my buddies who read the book, compared it to like the WWE Attitude Era. Very in your face, very. Not aggressively offensive, but with that like kind of attitudinal edge, and I think the book upholds that, and I'm proud of that. It's the kind of story that I would want to read.
Good. So
Yes.
You're proud of it.
Very much so.
Is there any aspect of the book that you don't like,
Um,
or you think you could have because it's been in the works for a while. So.
Yeah, in hindsight, I mean, there's there's a ton of stuff that you look back on and wish that this panel was, you wrote something better here, or
Sure.
you worded something, phrased it differently. There's some stuff that once the book starts moving, there's stuff that you can't take out. For example, like I'm very as a writer, I'm very I try very hard not to copy other stuff, and not to, if I've seen something done before, try not to touch it or do something that's similar. And sure enough, there's a scene that occurs in the middle of the book, and those of you who've been reading Doomsday Clock might recognize that there's a very similar panel that Jeff Johns used, very similar to the action that occurs in mine, even the look of the panel. Frustrating, but by that point I was just so far into the book, nothing I could do. If I could do it over, yeah, I might have changed that, or or rewritten it, or come up with a different way for that person to.
But when you're this high and mighty comic creator, after this book goes big,
which I won't be,
are you going to look back on it and be disappointed?
Not well.
Or not, maybe like cringe a little.
Probably, because I don't like anything that I've ever done. Like I've made like short films and things before, and it's hard to watch them without, and it's hard to watch them and not be embarrassed or
cringy.
Yeah, very much. With this one, I will say I'm still in the stage where I'm really proud of it.
That's good.
I'm
That's
not,
fun.
And I think I don't think there's that much I would have done differently. Again, independent of other people, like overall. I'm proud of what I'm putting out, what I'm sharing with people, and I think it's a book that people can get behind. I've gotten some very nice feedback before, and you can tell when people are just kind of like, "Oh, it's good."
Yeah, and
no,
they're like,
not.
"Oh, it's good," and then they walk away.
Yeah, it's not good. I've gotten people that are like, "I love this book," or "I thought this was really like enthusiastic,"
and then they reference a certain thing, and you're like, "Oh, he actually did read it."
He actually did read. He actually got it. So
that's fun.
And I think that is due to putting in like a personal, touch into it, like that. Yeah, I do feel there are some scenes in there, and I don't want to. I want to be talking about certain scenes in particular, but I don't want to spoil the book for anyone. But I think there are moments and things in there that I put in that I felt that are like universal, that makes it be, that makes it endearing to people.
All right, 1 minute hook to get people to buy it. Go.
Okay, Hardbody. Is a
number one. Hardbody
number one.
Self-published.
Is about a self-conscious scientist who creates a Frankenstein body out of the parts of bodybuilders. Mm-hmm. It is a bit of Frankenstein, Reanimator, The Incredible Hulk by way of Jim Culture. It is. Why did you put this pressure on me?
Come on, go.
It's.
Give me a reason why I should read it. Hurry up.
Well, I would say the reason why you should read it is because there are 3 more issues in this story that I want to tell. I will not write. I will not make. They're all written. They're all ready to go. But I won't make issue 2 until I know that I can make issues 2, 3, and 4. Until I know there's an audience. Until I know that it's successful. And this is a story that I want to see through, because it gets even more. It gets larger. It gets more entertaining. It gets more violent, funny, and personal. Especially near the end. It is a. It's an experience, especially issues 2, 3, and 4 are an experience unlike comics that I read today. Issue 1 is the gateway; it gets you into the world. But issues 2, 3, and 4 take it in a way that you wouldn't expect, and it's a different story. It's a fun story, and it's something that I think people can feel and be entertained by and touched by.
All right. Well, I personally read it. I liked it. Wade read it. He also liked it. And we'll have a full review on next week's podcast.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And you will get Show No Mercy. Well, at least you'll get a good review from me.
I thank you.
Anybody else that read it, I can't.
No, and that's what I want. That's what I want is to be fair. And what I would say to anybody that does read it, if you do enjoy it, please let your feelings be known and let people spread the word and get people excited and interested in the book, because there's a lot I have a lot more stories that I want to tell, and I a lot of people that are making comics for publishers and have deals and things probably take it for
And their
granted if
books
they
are
want to.
shit too.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but they.
There's a few in the podcast we're gonna do that are complete dog shit.
There's one that I have respect for anybody that does see a project through. It's a difficult thing, and to chase that dragon and to get it done, I give you credit. But there's one in particular in that stack that I'm just like, I don't know what they were thinking. I read it twice and I still don't get it. But I do want those of you, I encourage you that enjoy it to spread the word, because it is it is incredibly difficult to get one out, and I've got a ton of stories that I want to tell that are written and ready to go, and I just want to tell stories and entertain people, and feel that positive feedback that I've already felt from quite a few people on this book, and just please be supportive. Thank you.
Yes. So like we said, Fred will be here on Wednesday, the 26th. When do you want to come in?
I think I'll be here. I'm going to say 11 at the latest, but I'll be here earlier setting up. 11 till, let's say, 3 or 4.
Okay. Or until you run out, right?
Until I run out.
Yeah.
Well, Troy's going to buy them all,
yes.
So I'm going to be signing them for Troy, to Troy, all day.
With a really crudely drawn dick on it.
Yes. Well,
but, all right, Fred will be here 11 to 3 or 4, or until he runs out.
Or later, maybe, if I don't run out.
So come in, buy it, talk to Fred.
Take a chance on it, guys, because at the end of the day, it's different. It's not what you're used to reading, and I think it's professional and well written and well structured.
Fred's only kind of shitty, so
I'm not an awful person. I do deserve some success eventually in my life, so I'm due for it.
Yeah, come. Help a brother out.
Yeah.
I read it. You'll like it. It's funny. I laughed a couple times.
Thanks.
Like only a couple though.
No,
let's not get crazy.
Let's not get nuts. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
So
no, it is.
Wednesday.
It is. It is.
It is.
What is? It is. That's how.
So Wednesday.
That's how I'm going to sell the book from now on.
It'll be here. It's also going to be a light week because of the holiday. So why not pick it up?
Why not?
Why not? What are you gonna do?
And put it in your pull list. So this way, a year from now or 2 years from now, when issues 2, 3, and 4 come out, you'll be like, "What the fuck is this?"
And you might have, all you spec guys out there. You never know where Fred will be in 5 years. Maybe he'll be famous.
Yeah, maybe that autograph will be worth something.
I bought this book from him for $4, and now it's $400.
And I'll tell you what, if I get famous, I will not be selling autographs as frequently as people like Stan Lee. Like Stan Lee signed a lot of stuff. I won't. I'll probably get too big for that. So the ones that I sign now while I'm poor and up and coming, they'll be worth something. They'll be worth a damn.
Worth a damn.
They'll be worth a damn. That's about all. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Hardbody #1 coming out next week. Thanks, Fred, for talking about it.
Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at @Hardbody And for those of you that can't wait till next week, it is on iTunes, but I recommend coming in, getting the hard copy, meeting me, saying a few words, and just experiencing the book in your hands.
See, hard copy.
Hardbody.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Alliteration at its best. All right, cool. Thanks, Fred. Peace.
Thank you, Troy.